Good. All right, let's welcome everybody. Welcome Philippa, James, and Barry. James is going to give us a short introduction, and then Barry is going to do a little bit of a presentation for us.
Okay.
Have fun.
Thanks.
All right. So introducing VAT recovery. Barry has a team of specialists that come into your business and take a look at unclaimed VAT over a period of 5 years. He has a specialist team of people who investigate the general ledger of your business only and work out exactly where mistakes have been made. It's a very interesting process. This is all historical VAT. It's not VAT that you're dealing with right now in your current period. But the nice part is you can go back as far as 5 years in terms of your VAT claims. So it is a particularly interesting business. The costs I'm going to leave to you, Barry, to discuss. But in terms of upfront fees, there are no upfront fees in terms of getting the exploration going. Barry, if you would like to take over and go from there, you are the best person to sell your business.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to correct one thing. We don't go into clients. We actually do everything electronically. So we get a download from the clients. Just in this, we've been doing this for about 25, or I've been doing it even longer than that, but just as a business and really pushing it. And we haven't ever been into a client and not found that could be claimed. And, you know, you start wondering, how does this VAT get left on the table? And we don't have any clue. And so I eventually realized the only way to do this exercise is to do a total reconciliation of all the transactions of the company in relationship to the treatment of VAT. And very simply, an expense in a company, you either claim VAT or you've got a valid reason why you don't claim VAT. And we just analyze the data and we break it down into those two categories. And any expense that doesn't fall into either of those categories needs to be looked at carefully to see if there is a possible VAT claim. So it sounds all very simple, but it's a mammoth exercise. And we've been up against the big four audit companies. We've been up against other people, and they just don't know how to tackle it. And so what they do is they would chase around after possible areas of weakness, and that could be like insurance or legal fees or something like that. So they'll just go and concentrate on that. But that is not where the money lies. The money lies in just the bizarre way things are treated in companies. And if we knew of a quick way of actually homing in on that, we would do it without going through the laborious exercise of reconciling everything, and which we do. But it's also as a result of doing it, we proved beyond doubt that that has been left on the table. And we also find a lot more stuff. And like a very typical thing that you wouldn't pick up with the type of exercise that I was mentioning other people do, is that people might have missed the VAT on a purchase of a truck. And they put an entry through to correct it. But they put the entry through the other way, so effectively they're paying VAT instead of claiming VAT. And unless you're balancing the books, like I'm saying, you'd never pick that up. And our biggest difficulty is getting into clients. One is we are asking for critical information. You want the general ledger going back 5 years, so you know exactly what's happening in the company. And that doesn't seem to be too big of an issue. But the second one is the accountants feel very threatened. And even when we find stuff, they still feel threatened. And we don't know how to switch that threatened aspect around into a positive one. And it happens in a very large portion. In excess of 35% of the clients we have, we bump heads with accountants in a serious way. And our answer to that, and it's not really a totally satisfactory one yet, is to suggest to the client that the staff are expected to do extra work in verifying that claims that these claims we identify exist, and for that they should be compensated, and we say that they should share in the incentive in one way or another. But even though we say that, you know, it doesn't seem to swing the accountants round into a positive viewpoint. And you know, very often we are looking for opportunities, and they are very often looking on a defensive side, trying to justify why that shouldn't be claimed. And it doesn't matter how weak the argument is, they still would persevere down that line. So that's just a background. I don't want this thing to be a negative situation, because the amounts of money are very large, and the opportunity is enormous. There's a company in America called Ryan Inc. They do a similar type of thing, and they say that the income is in excess of $1 billion a year. So you know that there's like serious money on that. But as far as every company you go into, that is not an expense. It doesn't appear in any income statement or any balance sheet or anything like that. It's just something comes in and goes out. And if nobody knows anything about it, all well and good. You know, you like an ostrich, you've got your head in the ground and you just life is going on merrily. And we come along and pull the head out of the ground, and that doesn't go down well. But we are aware of it, and we try to do it as diplomatically and as sensitively as possible. But it doesn't hide the fact that when you go into a company and you identify a claim of 10 million, that the guys don't feel that they've let the company down, and they would rather see it being 100,000 that they could actually justify to the board. And so we do have problems and that type of thing, but there has got to be a better way of engaging with the accountants to swing them on board. But it's a lot of them do. Let's say I said about 35% are difficult, but then again the other 65% are fine with it, and we don't have issues, and they can see straight away that there are problems, and they take the measures to actually eliminate the risks of this going forward. So any losses that are incurred, so we go back 60 months. So if for example, we found 6 million, that would be 100,000 a month. And if they put in the corrective measures in place, their profitability should go up by 100,000 a month going forward, for which there's no cost. So in addition to receiving a benefit from what we do, they get a benefit going forward that there's all theirs. And that's a great benefit as well. I don't know if there are any questions you'd like to talk about or something like that.
Barry, thank you for sharing that. Just with regards to